Welcome to the Golden Age Goddess Summit. Today we have a very special guest, Aletheia Sophia. This is one of my dear, 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 dear sisters and friends. We have known each other since 2012. We have been working together in various formats. In fact, I was her first editor for her book, Pilgrimage of Love, which is an amazing read. And we have been on this incredible journey together, and it's been so breathtaking to watch Aletheia on her journey. And today we get to share some of her wisdom with you. So I will read her official bio so you have the background, and then we will dive into it. Aletheia Sophia is a writer, orator, minister, somatic practitioner, and shepherdess. Her highly acclaimed books, courses, transmissions, retreats, and workshops contain an undeniable red thread, her love and practice of early Christianity. Aletheia has been a steadfast voice in the movement for the renewal of Christian contemplative spirituality. She advocates for the embodied teachings and sacraments to be made freely to all in a non-dogmatic and fully inclusive manner. Her commitment to inclusivity ensures that everyone, regardless of background or belief, feels welcomed and accepted in her teachings. Aletheia resides in the Cathar region of southern France with her husband and mother. Together, they manage Les Contes, a B&B at the base of Mont Segur. For my Cathar loves, you know this is a very big deal. She is bringing those coats to us. As an ordained minister, Aletheia can conduct various ceremonies, including baptism, marriage, ordinance, and end-of-life rites. Aletheia has also designed her clothing range, which she calls Anaya's Wardrobe, and a range of anointing oils called Sophia Temple Oils. She is currently alchemizing the waters of La Source de Bellissima into sacred source, medicinal holy water for drinking and healing. The journey continues. Welcome, Aletheia.
Hello, my beautiful and esteemed friend. Great to be
So
here.
so thrilled. I mean, when I got the download to do the Goddess Summit, I was like, Aletheia has to be a part of this. This has to happen. So I'm so happy we were able to line it up. Today, we're going to be talking about sourcing from the goddess within, which you
Mhm.
most definitely have been walking that path for a very long time. Tell us a little bit about your path with sourcing from the goddess within. I know you have such a rich journey, and we'd love to hear whatever aspects you're called to share today about it.
Mm. Well, I am a body person. I love to dance. I love to play. I love to climb. I love to walk. I love animals. And I would say for a good 15 to 18 years, I was a very exact and accurate Kundalini yoga teacher, and I did well following that path. But then some part of me wanted to branch off and explore something beyond the very, very strict way of delivering body movement. And so I brought in my love of music, classical music, and I posed a question, an internal question. And I said to myself, I shall seek the answer through the medium of movement. And that might mean I am not able to articulate it at the end, but I shall know it. I shall have my answer. And this took off like wildfire. I was getting into all sorts of pockets and places that I had never discovered within myself ever before in any other fashion. But being a little bit of an experimenter, a little bit of a pioneer, I thought, I wonder what happens when you do this with two other sacred playmates. So we joined as a three. Oh. And then I would say something a little bit more reminiscent of the temple, of temple artistry or temple healing. That started to come through when there were three people present. And what came through when it was just one was what I'm calling contemplative reflection, somatic in the body, contemplative reflection. So it came about just by experimenting.
What a beautiful invitation to all of us, right? To really honor that instinct within you that said, and then you were following the signs, right? It was really taking off. Oh, I really love movement. Now let's try this. And people
Yeah.
were responding and having transformations. This is such a
Yes.
beautiful reminder for all of us to like play, experiment. If your internal dialogue longing is guiding you towards something, honor that and see what comes.
Yes. There were some definite edges, and there were some definite moments of profound sorrow, because I'd been so used to structure and how to, and inhale left and exhale right and reach up and then reach down. I would be in my sort of yoga pose, I suppose, and my favorite music would play, this, classical music. And I just couldn't bridge the gap. I couldn't go from a yoga person into a somatic person. It was like I was forbidden to explore free movement. And then I felt like I was 6 years old at a party, a school party, and I didn't know how to dance. It was that feeling of standing at the wall going, oh my God, I hope no one asks me to dance, because I just don't know how to. And I thought, wow, how did this happen? How did I become so frozen and couldn't move unless someone told me how to? And that's when I thought, hang on a second, we're dealing with more than just moving. We're dealing with permission, self-expression, creativity, tapping into perhaps wild and forbidden places. So I thought, oh, this is good, let's go.
Perfect. And how much of that do you sense too was programming from the greater artificial matrix, programming from religion, family systems of that frozenness and only moving when you're told in a certain way?
Enormous. All of it, probably. Now, I'm not the world's best dancer or mover. I'm not graceful. I'm not a pole dancer. I'm not moving around like we see those delicious young ladies on social media moving around. Oh, I'm a regular little stout person. But when I do let go, when I do stop thinking about how I look, I can't see how I look, but it flipping feels good. It feels like I am the world's greatest contemporary dancer. And my body is moving way freer than the strongest yoga practice I ever did. So I'm opening up, not because I'm pushing myself like I used to compete and push and, try and be impressive in the class. All of that is gone. And then I look at myself sideways and go, my God, I didn't know you could do that. So some spirit takes over.
Wow. And I'm also hearing that you moved into like a very goddess, divine feminine practice, right? Because it's not this like structure, you do it like this, it's letting your body. Whoa.
Oh, yes. Yes. The words a force of nature. A force of nature took over me. But the thing is, yes, this whole palette of movement opens up, as well as running alongside that openness of body is the openness of wisdom, openness of heart. So your little self-contained human beingness goes out the window, and in comes this force of nature that seems to have her finger in every pie. And whatever it is you're contemplating, by golly, you're contemplating it. The whole lot is rushing through you. and you are responding to that which you're contemplating. For instance, when I had to do a bit of research on fierce feminine rising, I was purposefully researching those awful, terrible videos, live videos of factory farming. And as you probably know, because you were editing this, I think,
Yes.
yes, that ain't easy. That is not easy. So not only am I witnessing this extreme cruelty, but I'm also saying yes to the fierce feminine rising who doesn't want to destroy the laptop because of what she's seeing. She wants to embody the answer. Now, that doesn't mean I know what the answer is. I can't tell you what the answer is. But in those moments, I and you can totally, without any shred of doubt, embody the response to all of this that I was researching back then, but as we know, is all around us right now. And I think that's another very important piece to our conversation. Yes, there's the lovely sacred body awakening, the priestess awakening, but there is also the ability to embody the answer for this moment.
And as you're sharing that, it really is helping even for me to anchor in this. Well, this might be why we incarnated into bodies.
Yeah, very good.
Right? Like, how amazing to have a body to be able to access this wisdom in a totally different way and have a completely different experience with it. And as you're describing this, what I'm really feeling and hearing you say is this like embodiment of the goddess, of the spirit, of the true self is happening through this movement, through this whole process that has been gifted to you.
Yes. And it moves everything on. Like watching those videos of the factory farming, I had everything you can imagine going on, from rage to sorrow to guilt to shame, the whole gamut. But as I just allowed that movement to come and call upon the fierce feminine, number one, fierce feminine is not fierce as we might imagine her to be. She is just blatantly alive. So to just let that come through and move our backlog of human emotions that have been hidden and or might be here fresh for the very first time because you've just seen something diabolical. And so it moves through you in a healthy and healthful way. But the thing is, as it's moving through you, you are witnessing all this wisdom and vision and the whole lot. And you come out of the experience like, whoa, you have prayer in your heart again. You have hope, you have faith, you have balance, and you just know, I've just been visited by a divine presence.
You said something so powerful there. You said blatantly alive. And I feel that that is something that is missing and is also deeply desired by us as the divine feminine. And really, when you said that, to me, it so encapsulates this golden age frequency of just fully alive in the body. Can you talk to me more about that? Because I feel like you're someone who really embodies this, and I would love to hear more about that journey of what does it mean to be fully alive at this time in consciousness, which, as you know, is such a massive time for us.
I would probably begin by saying in the most friendly and loving way, guys, gals, we have some serious spiritual warfare going on all around us right about now. And when we are not noticing how close it is, we will fall prey to the fear, to the doubt, to the apathy, to the I'm just going to shut down and just keep on scrolling until I find something interesting for a moment. That is our huge hurdle that us guys have to face in this age, I would say. To take the other path would be to say, oh, okay, enough is enough. I'm feeling terrible. I'm feeling overloaded, overwhelmed, shut down, paralyzed by fear. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to put on my favorite track and I'm going to move this through me. That's one way. I would call that ecstatic dance. But if you begin prayerfully, so you open up and you actually put your heart on the table. Sometimes I say, just imagine the fierce feminine or the sacred feminine is sat right there, just there, in a chair. So here you are, human being, over there on a little wooden chair is the fierce feminine, no doubt with her legs straddled, staff in one hand, fabulous outfit, no doubt.
Yes.
As you say, blatantly alive. And you're saying to her, you know, this is my heart right about now. We have all of this going on in our world. I've just seen this. I've just heard that. Help me, but in sincerity. Help me. And I know I've made a promise to you, but how do we bridge this gap? How do I remember the promise I made to you? So you start the whole process with reverence and prayer, and you really are asking. And along with that music, and you letting go, you're going to get your answer in no time at all. I'm talking minutes.
I love this. Remembering the promise that you made to her. I really want to highlight that because that hits, right? We did make a promise and we
Yeah.
do need to remember. And
Yep.
especially when the entire matrix is sort of trying to get us to forget and distract
Yeah.
us from remembering.
And this is how I've been using contemplative practices. So back in the day, contemplative practice would mean that you are in a little boat, perhaps you are in a little boat with the rest of the disciples, and you notice Jesus is walking on the water towards you, and he holds out his hand to you. So in your contemplation, you absolutely believe this is happening. And so you let your whole body and mind fill up with all the sensory awareness that that kind of imagery is going to bring. And you strike up a dialogue with Jesus, probably along the lines of, I can't possibly stand on water. And then you listen to his answer. And then you will stand on water. You will take his hand, look into his eyes, stand on water, and he will no doubt give you a very profound message. Now, this is contemplative Christianity in a nutshell. So what I'm saying, oh yes, I nightly envision Jesus sat on a little wooden chair by my bed. But as I said, I also have been seeing the fierce feminine or the sacred feminine or the wild feminine and using that same contemplative quality, like I am going to believe this. And I am going to have a conversation with her as if she really, really was here. So, yeah.
You've given us so many practices that we can start using right away. And I encourage everyone listening who feels the resonance to start working with this wisdom that Aletheia has shared with us, because this is so powerful. And I know you have a book coming out that will go even deeper into sacred body awakening and that process. Right now, what are some of the ways that you're teaching that or sharing that or making that wisdom available?
Well, it really is an in-person event. To share it online, yes, a little bit comes across, but you know, when a human being really touches another human being and prays over them and holds them, yeah, that's that's where it's really, really happening. So I'm here in France doing this as often as possible and wanting to get this out there as widespread as yoga, that it becomes a very normal practice that is happening in your city, in your town. And again, very, very important. It is based on three. It is a practice of a trinity. It's not one-on-one. This has been so clear right from the beginning. One-on-one is it's not the old, it's an old modality for this kind of temple work. It really needs to be three people. And that means there's no hierarchy. There's no sense of I am going to heal you. It is more like we are entering a process together to heal. And that goes a long way to us human beings, especially at this time. We really need to do the work to trust one another again. Like, really, really trust, really love, really care for one another with great love, affection, respect, and honor. And in a very, very real way. It's not enough to just say, I honor you. And I do, I honor you massively. But when it happens in the body, game changer.
And so what I'm hearing you say, that really needs to happen in person, and we need to be together with each other, and that we are the healing for each other. I feel this so strongly. We are such advanced technology, and us coming together is more powerful than any device that is out there. And so I love that your work is rooted in this. And I love what you just brought in about the deep trust that
Yeah.
that can be felt and needs to be felt. And do you feel like it's cultivated in this practice, that trust, or do you need it beforehand? Yeah, tell me more.
Oh, no, not at all. It's just amazing. It's amazing. It's like a gift that gets given if you're willing to just put your big toe in. That little moment of vulnerability, like, I'm not really sure about this, but I'm going to do it. And it's like you instantly get rewarded for that tiny little investment of trust. The people cannot say, in a way that makes any sense, what has just happened to them. But you can see it on their faces and through their tears. It is amazing. It is the restoration of innocence, trust, fellowship. That's a good word, fellowship among women, among men, vice versa. All opposing opposites. So all folks that are in opposition, and as you know, that has gone through the roof in these last days. All kinds of history of different countries and continents and different peoples is being profoundly laid to rest. You take two people who represent those two opposing countries, histories, forces, add in one more for mediation. You're not going to discuss anything, obviously, because that's where us humans get our knickers in a twist. Through touch, through prayer, and just knowing this work has to be done anyway, so I might as well just get on with it.
You are
It
giving us
is amazing.
It's so rich because you're bringing in these pieces that I feel like I'm hearing long forgotten. So perhaps long forgotten, of the body coming together with others, this trust, movement, like so many pieces that are so foundation, prayer, contemplation. I want to shift a little bit because this has been something I've been wanting to ask you for some time. How do you feel being in Cathar country, being at the base of Montsegur, has been affecting you, those who come to your beautiful B&B, like that? I just cannot even imagine the frequency that is there and how that is impacting you on a day to day.
It is my life force. Folks when they live here a long time in this region, and especially when they love this region and are serving this region, they have a certain light in their eyes. And that light was even mentioned in something called the Cathar Creed. Back in the days, I'm talking 800 years ago, it said something along the lines of, you shall recognize one another in the eyes. And I just thought, oh, it's just a certain glimmer, a certain glance. No, it's the life force. It's the life force that you're carrying. I would say because of the water, because of the air. This place is pristine. There's no pollution here at all. 5G cannot get through this valley. It's too awkward. It's too awkward. So they kind of go, forget it. So this area is known as a white zone, meaning no 5G, no 4G, no 3G.
No.
But at first people might be a little bit frustrated with that. But I'm telling you something, friends, in 10 years from now, this is going to be a little oasis where that electromagnetic chaos just won't be here. So I feel, looking over at Monsieur now, outside the window, I know, not I feel, I know I am getting my life expectancy from this place. Because it's not really about a castle. It's what's running through the land.
Thank you for sharing that. I feel it as you speak it. I have the Cathar Creed with me always. I love it. Yes, it really, and the light and recognizing each other by the light in their eyes and then hearing you bring that together just brings tears to my eyes. It's so beautiful. And you touched on something that is also so important of a message for all of us, that you talked about the pristine nature of the water and the air. And we understand that that is why the air and the water is polluted in most places, because it zaps life force, because it takes from the human. And when you have that pristine experience, like what you're having at the base of Mont Secure, it's life-giving.
I follow a lady, I bet you know this name, Pam Gregory. She's an astrologer. And she was saying, if you are close to, or you have an open body of water, it is collecting all the energy from the solar flares. Now, we have an open body of water. We also have an open sky. There's nothing up there. It's just jet black and clear. So all these solar flares and these explosions and all this stuff that's going on in the, what's it called? Seismic activity, it's coming straight down onto Earth. And if there's nothing in the way, no clouds in the way, it's going to go into that water. And if the water is clear and clean, which we're doing, we're drinking it, we're bathing in it, then surely we're getting the codes from whatever it is that's going on with that sun.
Amazing. Amazing. I love it. And I was guided to a very small rural area that is surrounded by water as well. So that's very interesting, because I was like, what? There's water running behind me. There's water here. There's so much water. So that is really an amazing insight. And for all you ladies that have been guided to be in remote places by bodies of water, now you may know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible. You have an amazing free gift for the ladies that I want to talk about. She is not designed to give. Can you talk a little bit about that and what they might expect in receiving that gift?
Yes, ma'am. This is delicious. So this is a Gnostic contemplation. So again, it's an audio guided transmission, but you will be invited to just take that sentence and just run it through your body. She is not designed to give. And you could break it down into 3 what I call movement studies, which is like lessons from the body. 3 exquisite pieces of music that you love for you to unravel and move and breathe and sound your way through whilst contemplating. She is not designed to give. Well, who is this she? That's one contemplation. Designed. Oh, that sounds like someone else is involved. Who's that? Give. Well, if she's not designed to give, what is she designed to do? Be, have, say. Oh. And I promise you, you will come away from that practice knowing exactly what that means for you on this day.
Oh, so rich. Ladies, please be sure to click the link below and access this amazingly generous gift from Aletheia. I'm so excited to go in and experience that. It sounds so delicious. Thank you for being with us today and sharing your goddess wisdom and taking us on this journey with you and bringing through the vibes from Montsegur and the Cathar region. Such a just absolute joy to see you. We're always on email, so it's just such a joy to be able to see you and get time with you.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. And you look radiant.
Aw, ditto, love, ditto. So grateful to be on this journey with you. Thank you, ladies, for listening. Please catch Aletheia's gift below, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next interview. So much love to you all. So much love to you, Aletheia. Thank you
Bye,
for being
sweetie.
here.